Welcome, my friend. I invite you to relax, settle in, and close your eyes as we take a journey to a land far to the north. Picture yourself standing in a small village in Russia during the dead of winter. The land is buried beneath thick layers of snow, and the air is so cold that it feels like a sharp blade against your skin. You can almost hear the stillness, the kind of silence that only comes when the world is blanketed by snow. In this frozen land, a centuries-old tradition is about to unfold. It's time for the Cold Plunge Festival, a ritual that tests the limits of human endurance. Imagine the crisp air, the cold biting at your face, and the anticipation of the festival that has brought the villagers together to face the harshest element, winter's icy waters. People of all ages gather, ready to immerse themselves in freezing cold water, a challenge not only for the body but also for the spirit. As you listen to this story, let the soft sound of the wind and the crisp coldness fill your thoughts. Picture the village in front of you, where everything is still, where the cold seems to hold everything in its grip. This is a place where the cold is not just an obstacle, it's a part of life. It shapes the people, the land, and their traditions. And tonight, you'll be part of this ancient ritual, a journey that blends faith, courage, and the purest endurance. Now, imagine yourself in this frozen village, the snow underfoot crunching with each step. It's the heart of winter, and the villagers are gathered near the riverbank, where a large hole has been cut into the thick ice. The river, usually flowing with life, now seems still, almost reverent, as if it, too, is waiting for the ritual to begin. The air is sharp, each breath visible in the cold. But there's something peaceful about the stillness. You feel a calmness wash over you as you join the others, knowing that soon you will be part of something much larger than yourself. This isn't just any cold plunge, it's a spiritual act. It's about cleansing, renewal, and rebirth. The ritual takes place on January 19th, a day that has been set aside for centuries to commemorate the baptism of Christ. As you stand there, you feel the weight of history around you, the knowledge that this tradition has been passed down through generations, each person testing their physical and mental strength just as their ancestors did before them. You watch as the villagers begin to step forward. Their faces are a mix of determination and reverence. They approach the icy waters, their hearts beating faster with each step. The cold is intense, but it's more than just the physical challenge. It's a moment of faith, a time to connect with something deeper than the body, a time to purify the soul. You know that soon it will be your turn. You step closer to the hole in the ice, and as you do, you feel a rush of nervous excitement. The water looks so still, so cold, but you take a deep breath, just as everyone before you has done. You make the sign of the cross, remembering the ritual's ancient roots, and then, with one last look at the villagers gathered around, you step into the freezing water. The shock is immediate. The cold grips your skin like nothing you've ever felt before, and for a moment, you feel like you might not be able to breathe. But you don't panic. You are part of something much larger than yourself. This is a moment of connection, of cleansing, of pure endurance. You dip under the water 3 times, just as the tradition demands. With each dip, you feel a little lighter, a little freer. The cold doesn't seem as harsh now. It has become part of you, part of your spirit. As you step out of the water, your body shudders from the cold, But there's something else, something more profound. There is a feeling of clarity, of having shed something heavy, of being reborn in a way that words can't quite describe. You rush to the edge of the riverbank, where the villagers are waiting with warm blankets and hot tea. The cold is intense, but it's more than just the physical challenge. It's a moment of faith, a time to connect with something deeper than the body, a time to purify the soul. You know that soon it will be your turn. You step closer to the hole in the ice, and as you do, you feel a rush of nervous excitement. The water looks so still, so cold, but you take a deep breath, just as everyone before you has done. You make the sign of the cross, remembering the ritual's ancient roots. It's about more than physical strength or endurance. It's about connection. Connection to the land, to the people around you, and to something ancient and sacred. You've become part of this tradition, just as countless others have before you. And in doing so, you've shared in the spirit of the Russian people, a people who have learned to embrace the cold, to face their fears, and to find warmth in the most unexpected places. The warmth feels like a gentle embrace, and the quiet relief in your chest is almost overwhelming. You've done it. You've tested your endurance, your spirit, and your faith. And now you feel at peace. The cold doesn't seem so fierce anymore, and the world around you feels a little brighter, a little more welcoming. As you sit with the others, drinking tea and warming your hands by the fire, you realize that this moment, this tradition, is not just about the cold. The snow has blanketed the ground, and the cold has seeped into everything, even the trees. You feel the weight of the moment in the silence that hangs around you. The villagers are hard at work, cutting a large hole in the thick ice that coats the river. The ice is sturdy, solid, like a sheet of glass over the water, but the villagers know exactly what to do. They carve across into the surface, and you watch as the jagged edges of the ice glisten in the pale light, a symbol of the sacred purpose behind this ritual. The cold air wraps around you, but you feel something deeper, something spiritual, in the way the villagers move with such reverence. They are preparing for more than just a plunge into icy waters. They are preparing for something sacred, something that has been passed down through generations. This is more than a physical challenge, it's a spiritual act. You are about to take part in a tradition that has been honed for centuries, a tradition that cleanses not just the body, but the soul. The sound of axes striking the thick ice echoes through the stillness, a rhythm that feels as old as the land itself. Each strike, each cut, is deliberate, careful. The villagers, wrapped in heavy furs, move as though they're part of something much larger than themselves. The whole begins to take shape, and you watch in silence, the anticipation building in the air around you. The cross-shaped hole in the ice is more than just an opening. It is the portal through which both body and spirit will pass. This ritual is an offering to the divine, to the ancestors, to the very earth beneath your feet. You take a step forward, your boots crunching in the snow, and feel the cold air press against your face like an unspoken challenge. The villagers finish their work, stepping back to admire the cross they have carved into the ice. The river, once still and hidden beneath the thick sheet of ice, now seems to pulse with an almost ethereal energy. The cold is sharp, and you can feel it deep in your bones. But there's something different about this moment. The fear of the cold fades into the background, overshadowed by the deep reverence in the air. This is not just about enduring the cold. It's about something more profound. A hush falls over the crowd as the villagers step aside. The time has come. You are called to the front, and you approach the icy hole with the same reverence you have seen in the others. The cold bites into your skin as you inch closer to the water's edge. The river stretches out before you, its waters hidden beneath the ice, but you know that they are waiting for you, waiting to embrace you with their icy grip. Your heart beats faster, not from fear, but from the weight of what this moment represents. This plunge is not just a plunge into cold water, it's a plunge into a moment of cleansing, of purification, of rebirth. It is a return to something primal, something ancient. You are about to immerse yourself in the same waters your ancestors once did, to carry on a tradition that has survived through centuries. The cold will test you, but it will also renew you. You stand at the edge, and in that instant, everything feels still frozen even. The only sound you hear is your own breath, visible in the air. You take one last deep breath, steadying yourself, and step forward. The cold instantly envelops you. Your body reacts immediately, shocking, overwhelming, but you don't pull away. You push forward, step by step, inching into the water. The shock of the cold makes your heart race, but your feet move of their own accord, guided by something deeper than fear. The water, though cold enough to freeze your bones, feels cleansing in its own way. You dip under the surface, once, twice, 3 times, each time feeling the ice bite deeper into your skin. But with each dip, something within you begins to shift. The cold, which once felt like an enemy, now feels like a companion, silent, strong, and transformative. With each plunge, you feel a sense of release, as if the weight of the world is being washed away, leaving only purity behind. You rise from the water, your breath ragged, your skin tingling with the shock of the cold, but inside, you feel something new, a quiet peace. The pain of the cold fades as quickly as it came, and all that remains is a deep sense of renewal, a sense of being cleansed, of being reborn. As you step out of the water, you are wrapped in warm furs by the villagers. The cold is still present in the air, but it no longer holds power over you. You feel lighter, somehow, as if you've shed something you didn't know you were carrying. There is no rush, no need to speak. The shared experience of the plunge has bound you to these people, to this land, to this moment. You have completed the ritual, not just with your body, but with your spirit. The village is quiet again, but this time, the silence feels comforting, not cold. As you stand with the others, the warmth of the fire begins to seep into your bones, and you realize that, in this moment, you are part of something ancient and unbroken. This is more than a tradition. It is a communion with the earth, with the water, with the past, and with yourself. The cold has tested you, but in its embrace, you have found peace. And as the village settles into its quiet rhythm once more, you carry that peace with you, a warmth that will linger long after the cold of the river has faded. As you watch the preparations unfold, you begin to understand that this isn't merely about endurance. The cold plunge is a ritual of cleansing, a way to purify yourself from within. It's not only your body that will be tested by the icy waters, but your spirit. This is a sacred moment to honor the baptism of Christ, an ancient tradition that stretches back to the roots of Christianity in Russia. You realize that this plunge is more than a test of how long you can bear the cold. It's a chance to renew your soul, to shed the burdens of the past and start anew. In this moment, as you stand among the villagers, you feel a deep connection to the past, the generations who have faced the same cold, who have stepped into these waters with the same intentions. It's not just about what you are about to do, it's about who you are becoming in the process. The plunge represents the baptismal act of cleansing, of purging the old and welcoming the new. It is a spiritual renewal that transcends the harshness of the cold. As you stand there, the weight of centuries presses gently on your shoulders. You realize that this isn't merely a personal challenge, it's a link to something much larger, something that binds you to the generations before you and the sacred act of renewal that they too embraced. The cold water, which seems so unforgiving, becomes a mirror, reflecting your inner self, calling you to leave behind the clutter of the past, the burdens that weigh heavy on your spirit. You feel the anticipation growing, but it's different from the anxiety you might expect. Instead, it's a quiet sense of peace, as if your soul knows what's coming next. The villagers stand around you, their faces etched with calm, their eyes filled with a knowing. They've done this before, some for the first time, others for decades, but they all share this same understanding. This is a moment of spiritual cleansing. The priest, whose presence is a silent anchor in the crowd, offers a quiet prayer, and as he speaks, you feel the reverence in his words settle within you. His voice is steady and full of faith, reaching into the depths of your heart. You hear him mention the baptism of Christ, a tradition that stretches back to the roots of Christianity in Russia. The act of immersion, the purity of the water, and the significance of this ritual to the faith, it all resonates deeply within you. You are about to follow in the footsteps of those who have walked this path before you, your spirit aligning with theirs as you step into the water. And then, the moment arrives. The water's surface, once still and cold, now beckons you. It glimmers with the faintest light, as if inviting you to step into a new chapter. You take a deep breath, feeling the cold air fill your lungs, and with that breath, you feel a kind of readiness, a peace within you that wasn't there before. The first step is always the hardest. You feel your foot hover over the icy edge, the hesitation almost pulling you back. The cold air bites at your skin, but your heart is steady. You remind yourself that this plunge is not about enduring the cold, but about embracing it as part of the renewal process. With a quiet resolve, you lower your foot into the water, and your body immediately reacts to the shock the cold takes hold of you. Its icy grip a physical reminder of the purification taking place. As you fully immerse yourself, the shock of the cold is intense, but you don't pull away. Instead, you let the cold wash over you, letting it cleanse you from the inside out. You dip under the water once, twice, 3 times, as the ritual demands, and with each dip you feel lighter, more free, as if the icy waters are taking away the weight of your past, purging you of the things you no longer need to carry. The water doesn't just feel cold, it feels like the earth's way of welcoming you, of accepting you into its cycle. Each time you rise from the water, it feels as though something old is left behind, and something new is born. The cold, once so sharp and painful, becomes something sacred, something that connects you to the earth, to the water, to the generations before you. You emerge from the water, your skin tingling from the shock, but your heart feels calm. The cold no longer feels like an enemy. It has become a part of you, a part of your rebirth. As you stand there, wrapped in the warmth of blankets and the steady hands of those around you, you feel the transformation. You've crossed over not just from one side of the river to the other, but from one version of yourself to another. In that moment, as the warmth returns to your skin and the cold begins to recede into memory, you realize that this ritual was never just about the cold. It was about becoming. It was about shedding the old, embracing the new, and allowing yourself to be spiritually reborn. The cold was only a vessel, a medium through which you could reach deeper, clearer, and more connected to your faith, your ancestors, and the world around you. As you join the villagers again, standing by the fire, you feel the bond between you and them, the shared experience of renewal. The cold has not defeated you, it has shaped you, molded you, and in its embrace, you have found peace. You understand now that this plunge, this ritual, is not just an act of survival. It is a gift, a profound reminder that with every cold plunge, there is the opportunity for a fresh start, for new beginnings, and for a deeper connection to the divine. And as the evening settles into quiet reflection, you carry that peace with you, knowing that you, too, are part of this timeless tradition, a cycle of renewal and rebirth that has been passed down through the ages. The cold no longer feels daunting, for you have faced it not just with your body, but with your soul. And in doing so, you have emerged transformed. The time has come. You take a deep breath as you approach the hole in the ice, and your heart skips a beat. The icy water shimmers in front of you, its stillness almost mocking the anticipation you feel in your chest. The cold seems to reach out to you, almost as if daring you to take the first step. You lower yourself slowly, cautiously, into the freezing water. Your body reacts immediately, shock coursing through your system. The cold is sharp, biting, as if the very water is alive. For a moment, your senses are overwhelmed, and all you can feel is the shock of the ice cold against your skin. But you don't back away. Instead, you follow the ancient ritual, dipping 3 times into the water, one for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Spirit. With each dip, you feel the cold gripping tighter, but you also feel something else, a kind of peace settling deep inside you. The water may be harsh, but in its embrace, there is a purity that feels almost divine. The world around you fades as you focus on the ritual, on the faith that is intertwined with this moment. As you dip once more, submerging yourself fully into the icy water, the world becomes a blur. The cold has you in its grasp, each moment feeling like an eternity, each second stretching longer as your body fights to adjust. Your chest tightens, your muscles tense, but you push through. You can feel the water seeping into every fiber of your being, an overwhelming sensation that overwhelms your senses. Yet you remain still. There is something sacred about this moment, a calm that creeps into your spirit despite the freezing chill of the water. In the stillness beneath the surface, your thoughts become clearer, your breath steadying, as you focus on the ritual. The first dip, the second dip, the third, one for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Spirit. Each one deeper than just a physical act. With each dip, you feel not just the cold, but a connection, an ancient rhythm that has been repeated for centuries. Instead, it's a quiet sense of peace, as if your soul knows what's coming next. The villagers stand around you, their faces etched with calm, their eyes filled with a knowing. They've done this before, some for the first time, others for decades, but they all share this same understanding. This is a moment of spiritual cleansing. The priest, whose presence is a silent anchor in the crowd, offers a quiet prayer. And as he speaks, you feel the reverence in his words settle within you. It's as if, with every dip into the icy water, a part of you has been washed clean, leaving behind not just the cold, but the weight of things long carried. The world seems quieter now. The cold doesn't sting as it did before. Instead, it feels like a kind of release, a purging of what was old, what was heavy. You step out of the water, your legs shaking, but your heart feels lighter. The air is still frigid, but there is warmth in your chest, a warmth that begins to spread outward as you wrap yourself in blankets and join the others gathered around the fire. The cold, though it still bites at your skin, has lost its power over you. You feel a deep sense of renewal, a quiet peace that washes over you as you sit by the fire, listening to the crackling of the wood, the murmurs of the villagers around you. They, too, have endured the cold. And together, you share in something profound, something sacred. This ritual, this moment, has bound you to the land, to the people, to the past, and to the divine in a way words can hardly describe. As the warmth from the fire begins to seep into your bones, you close your eyes for a moment. The cold water still lingers in your body, but now it feels more like a memory, one that you carry with you, a memory of cleansing, of renewal, of spiritual connection. You've faced the harshness of nature, embraced it, and in doing so, you found peace in its embrace. You realize that this tradition, this ritual, is not just about surviving the cold. It's about transcending it. It's about stepping into something greater, something that connects you to your faith, your ancestors, and the earth beneath your feet. You've done more than immerse yourself in water. You've immersed yourself in a living, breathing tradition that has been passed down for generations. And in doing so, you've found something timeless within yourself. As you sit by the fire, feeling the warmth slowly return to your skin, you smile softly. The cold has tested you, yes, but it has also shaped you, purified you, and in its embrace, you found something greater than just survival. You found spiritual renewal. And now, in the peace that follows, you realize that the journey doesn't end here. It continues within you as you carry the strength, the peace, and the faith of this moment with you forever. The water grips you tighter with each passing second, and you feel your body fighting to adjust to the extreme cold. Every part of you shouts to step out, to escape the icy sting, but you stay. You have come here to cleanse yourself, to renew, and you will not be defeated by the cold. Your heart pounds in your chest, your muscles tense as you stand in the water. For a moment, you lose track of time. It feels like you are suspended in another world, your mind and body fully engaged in the ritual, fully connected to the past and the generations before you who endured this same test. And then, slowly, the shock begins to wear off. The cold, once sharp and painful, becomes something else, a presence, a force you can learn to withstand. In its embrace, you feel a strange peace. The cold no longer feels like an enemy, but like a companion guiding you towards something deeper. As you step out of the water, You feel the warmth of the air around you. But it's not just the physical warmth, it's the warmth of the cleansing you've just undergone. The cold has gripped you, yes, but in doing so, it has also freed you. You take a deep breath, and you know that, in some small way, you have been changed. The world feels different now. As you step away from the water's edge, your body still trembling, the cold begins to lose its hold. The biting air, which moments ago felt like an enemy, now seems softer, as though it's gently guiding you back to the warmth of the world around you. Each breath you take is deeper, clearer, as if you've shed something heavy, something that once clung to your soul. The icy sting of the water lingers on your skin, but it no longer stings in the same way. It feels almost soothing, like a reminder of what you've just endured and overcome. The villagers, who have watched you with quiet reverence, step forward, offering you warmth, blankets, and a place by the fire. Their eyes meet yours, and there's an unspoken understanding between you all. You have undergone the same trial, faced the same cold, and together you have shared in this ancient ritual. It binds you to them, and to the land itself, in a way that words cannot fully capture. You join them by the fire, the warmth seeping back into your limbs. The heat from the flames wraps around you like a soft embrace, and you close your eyes for a moment, allowing the peace to settle within you. You feel the weight of the world lift, as though you've been cleansed not only physically but spiritually. The ritual is not over just because you've stepped out of the water. It continues, softly, within you. The cold you've just faced has taught you something deeper, something that will stay with you long after the warmth returns to your skin. As you sit by the fire, the crackling of the flames seems to match the rhythm of your thoughts, slow and steady. Your body is warm now, but your spirit feels lighter than it has in years. You realize that in that moment, standing in the icy water, you were not just battling the cold, you were battling your own limits, your own doubts. It was about shedding the old, embracing the new, and allowing yourself to be spiritually reborn. The cold was only a vessel, a medium through which you could reach deeper, clearer, and more connected to your faith, your ancestors, and the world around you. As you join the villagers again, standing by the fire, you feel the bond between you and them, the shared experience of renewal. The cold has not defeated you, it has shaped you, molded you, and in its embrace, you have found peace. You know that this moment, this shared journey, is more than just an annual ritual. It is a reminder of what it means to be human, to face adversity, to seek renewal, and to find peace in the process. As the fire crackles and the night stretches on, you sit in the company of others who have walked this same path. The village around you seems quieter, more peaceful, as if the land itself is at rest. The cold has come and gone, leaving in its wake something profound, a feeling of connection, of transformation, and of a deep, abiding peace. You take one last deep breath, feeling the cool night air fill your lungs, and smile. You've been changed, refreshed in body, mind, and spirit, and you know that, though the cold may return each year, it no longer holds the same power over you. You have faced it, embraced it, and emerged stronger for it. And in the warmth of this shared moment, you realize that you have not only survived the cold, you have been reborn. The cold grips you like nothing you've ever felt before. As you stand on the riverbank, your body tenses in anticipation, your breath catching in your chest, The icy water, shimmering in the weak winter sunlight, beckons you forward, daring you to step into its embrace. This isn't just about enduring the cold for a few moments. This is about pushing your body to its limits, testing your endurance, and proving that you can withstand what seems impossible. With each step you take toward the water, your mind races. Doubts creep in, urging you to turn back. But there's a part of you that knows this challenge isn't just physical, it's mental. It's a test of your willpower, your ability to face discomfort and pain head on, without faltering. The cold, sharp, and biting challenges your very essence. It makes you question how much longer you can endure. But deep down, you know that you came here for this. The cold is not an obstacle. It is a gateway to something deeper, something that will push you beyond what you thought possible. As you lower yourself into the icy water, the shock is overwhelming. Your body screams for relief, but your mind holds firm. Each second feels like an eternity. You're not just testing your physical endurance, you're testing your mental resolve. Can you stay? Can you endure? And as you begin to adjust to the cold, you realize that this moment, this challenge, is a reflection of life itself. Endurance isn't just about the body, it's about the strength of your spirit. The water closes around you, its icy grip sinking deeper with every passing second. The shock surges through your veins, making every muscle in your body tighten, every nerve cry out for release. For a moment, it feels as though your very soul is being tested, not just your body. The cold presses in from all sides, and your thoughts begin to race. I can't take this much longer. But then, a small voice inside you whispers, you are here for this. You came to prove something, to test the limits not only of your body, but of your spirit. You take a slow, steadying breath, and suddenly, the cold feels different. It still stings, still threatens to pull you under. But there's something deeper now. The cold no longer feels like an enemy. Instead, it feels like a challenge, an invitation to see what you're truly made of. You realize that every second you endure is a victory, each passing moment proving that you can withstand more than you thought possible. The pain of the cold is real, but it's not permanent. The cold no longer feels like an enemy, but like a companion guiding you towards something deeper. As you step out of the water, you feel the warmth of the air around you. But it's not just the physical warmth, it's the warmth of the cleansing you've just undergone. The cold has gripped you, yes, but in doing so, it has also freed you. You take a deep breath, and you know that, in some small way, you have been changed. The world feels different now. The cold, though overwhelming, begins to feel like a cleansing force, a reminder that, no matter the challenge, you have the power to endure. You dip your head below the surface once more, the ice-cold water engulfing you completely. There's no escape. For a brief moment, everything is silence, just you and the cold. A stillness that's almost meditative. It's a space where your body's natural reactions and your mind's quiet resolve align. You aren't thinking about the cold anymore. You're just being in it. In that frozen moment, you realize that endurance isn't just about surviving the discomfort. It's about stepping into it, owning it, and rising from it transformed. And then, as you rise from the water for the final time, the cold begins to fade into the background, leaving something else in its place: strength, peace, a quiet clarity. You are still trembling, your body shivering from the shock, but inside you feel steady. And now you feel a sense of renewal. The cold, which was once a force of nature to fear, has become a symbol of your strength, your resilience, and your ability to endure. The villagers around you smile, their faces glowing with the same quiet satisfaction. They have each endured this trial, each of them cleansed in their own way, connected through this shared experience. This tradition of cold plunging has been passed down through countless generations, surviving centuries of hardship and struggle. In ancient times, the harsh Russian winters were more than just a season, they were a way of life. Survival was not guaranteed. The freezing temperatures, the endless snow, and the relentless cold made daily life a battle for survival. In those times, the cold plunge wasn't just a ritual. It was a way to build resilience, to prove that you could withstand the elements and continue on. Your ancestors, too, faced this challenge. They stood in the same cold, felt the same bite of the water, and emerged from it with the same sense of accomplishment. This ritual was born out of a necessity, a way for people to connect with the land, to understand their place within it, and to remind themselves of their strength in the face of nature's harshest tests. It is not merely a ceremonial act, it is a connection to the past, to the struggles and triumphs of those who came before you. As you immerse yourself in the freezing water, you feel a sense of unity with those who have come before. Their strength flows through you, their endurance a reminder that you, too, are capable of withstanding the cold. This moment is more than just personal. It is part of a long tradition, a legacy of survival and strength. As you submerge yourself further into the water, a deep sense of connection settles within you. The freezing cold grips you, but it's not the sharp, isolating sting it was before. Now, it feels almost familiar, like a passage, a doorway into the lives of those who have gone before. You can almost feel their presence, the echoes of their struggles, their strength, and their resolve. In that moment, the cold becomes more than just an external force. It becomes a bridge between you and the generations that have endured this same trial. You are no longer just an individual facing a harsh challenge. You are part of something far greater, something that has spanned centuries. The cold that surrounds you is the same cold that your ancestors faced, and in that shared experience, you find solidarity. You understand now that this ritual wasn't just about survival, it was about connection. Connection to the earth, to the land that has provided and tested, to the water that has both sustained and challenged. With each dip, you feel the weight of history. The cold, once an enemy, now feels like a companion, guiding you through a lineage of strength. Every second spent submerged in the freezing water is a conversation with the past, a silent exchange between you and those who came before you. It's as if the water itself carries their memories, their triumphs, and their perseverance. You are not just cleansing your body in this water, you are being immersed in the shared legacy of survival, strength, and renewal. As you rise from the water, the cold's grip starts to loosen, but its significance lingers. You realize that you are not simply walking away from the water. You are walking away with something profound. You carry with you the resilience of your ancestors, their endurance embedded within you, like a fire that can never truly go out. This cold plunge, this ancient ritual, is no longer just an act of physical endurance. It's an act of honoring the past, of acknowledging the strength that lives within you. Now, it feels almost familiar, like a passage, a doorway into the lives of those who have gone before. You can almost feel their presence, the echoes of their struggles, their strength, and their resolve. In that moment, the cold becomes more than just an external force. It becomes a bridge between you and the generations that have endured this same trial. You are no longer just an individual facing a harsh challenge. You are part of something far greater, something that has spanned centuries. The cold that surrounds you is the same cold that your ancestors faced, and in that shared experience, you find solidarity. You understand now that this ritual wasn't just about survival, it was about connection. Connection to the earth, to the land that has provided and tested, to the water that has both sustained and challenged. With each dip, you feel the weight of history. The cold, once an enemy, now feels like a companion, guiding you through a lineage of strength. The ritual, which once seemed like an individual challenge, now feels like a shared experience. Not just with the villagers around you, but with the generations who have performed this same act, who have stood in this same freezing water, who have endured the same trials. The cold has become a timeless link, connecting you to a deep, unbroken chain of resilience and survival. You faced the harshness of nature, embraced it, and in doing so, you found peace in its embrace. You realized that this tradition, this ritual, is not just about surviving the cold, it's about transcending it. It's about stepping into something greater, something that connects you to your faith, your ancestors, and the earth beneath your feet. Even though you are in the water alone, you feel the presence of the others with you. You feel their strength and their courage flowing through you, as if you are all part of the same pulse, the same heartbeat. This ritual, though deeply personal, is also about togetherness. It is a reminder that no one faces the cold alone. Whether you succeed or falter, the community is there, standing with you, supporting you every step of the way. As the cold wraps around you, tightening its grip with every moment you stay submerged, you feel it something unspoken, but undeniably present. The village, gathered on the shore, is with you in spirit. Each cheer, each encouraging word, reaches you like a warm current cutting through the frigid water. Even though you stand alone in the river, you are not truly alone. The shared experience of this ritual binds you to those watching, to those waiting their turn, and to the generations who have stood here before, facing the same challenge. You can feel the strength of the community in every word, every gesture of support. Their cheers lift your spirits, pushing you to stay just a little longer, to endure just a bit more. With every step, every breath, every moment you hold on, you feel them alongside you, those who have faced the water, those who will face it, and those who are simply there to witness and support. This is not just about overcoming the cold for yourself. It is about doing so together. The cold, though sharp and overwhelming, becomes something you can face because of the community that surrounds you. It is their strength that fuels yours, and you draw from it, your resolve hardening with each passing second. In the water, as the cold seeps deeper, you realize that the true essence of this ritual lies not in the individual struggle, but in the collective experience. The cold plunge is a metaphor for life itself, a reminder that the most difficult moments are often best faced together. The water may challenge you, but it challenges all of you, and that makes it bearable. The struggle isn't yours alone. It is shared by everyone who stands at the water's edge, by every person who is willing to embrace the harshness of the moment and take it on together. As you finish your plunge and step back onto the riverbank, The warmth of the blankets and the cheers of the villagers surround you like a shield. You're not just warmed by the heat of the fire or the blankets wrapped around you. You're warmed by the sense of unity, by the shared pride of having faced the water as a community, by the unspoken bond that now connects you to everyone around you. The cold may have tried to break you, but together you have endured it. You join the others around the fire, each of you silently acknowledging the strength of the group, the power of the shared experience. No one here faced the water alone. No one will ever face the hardships of life alone. In the coldest, most unforgiving moments, you will always have each other. This ritual, this plunge into the ice-cold water, has taught you that while endurance is a personal journey, it is made far stronger, far more meaningful, when shared with others. As the warmth from the fire seeps into your bones, you look around at the faces of the villagers. You see the same strength reflected in their eyes, the same quiet pride in their posture. This cold plunge, which once seemed like a challenge of the body, has become something deeper, something that ties you all together. And as you sit there, surrounded by the people who supported you in this moment, you understand that this experience, this shared trial, has created a bond that cannot be broken. Together, you have faced the cold, and together, you have emerged stronger. The cold plunge is a test, yes, but it is also a celebration of human resilience. As you step out of the water, your legs trembling from the cold, you are met by the warmth of the villagers, their smiles, their cheers, and their shared sense of accomplishment. You have faced the cold, and you have emerged from it stronger than before. In this moment, you understand the true power of community. The cold plunge is not just about enduring the physical shock. It is about coming together as a community to face the harshness of nature, to remind each other of the strength that lies within each of us. As you join the others around the fire, the warmth not only seeps into your body, but it fills your soul as well. You realize that the challenge of the cold has brought you closer to these people, closer to this land, and closer to your own strength. The cold may have tested you, but it has also transformed you, and it has transformed the village as a whole. The strength of the individual and the strength of the community are intertwined in this sacred ritual, a reminder that, together, we can face anything. As you stand by the fire, wrapped in the warmth of the blankets, the reality of what you've just experienced begins to sink in. You are no longer just an individual who endured the cold. You are part of something much larger. The warmth you feel now is not only physical, it runs deeper. It fills you with a sense of connection, not just to the villagers around you, but to the land, to the ancestors who came before, and to the very essence of human resilience. The cold plunge, in all its brutal intensity, has opened your eyes to the power of unity, of shared strength. You glance around at the others, each person wrapped in their own blanket, each face glowing with the pride of having faced the cold together. Their eyes meet yours, and you can feel the silent understanding between you all. There are no words needed. This shared experience binds you in a way that words could never quite capture. You all went into the water, faced the same challenge, and emerged stronger, not just physically but in spirit. There is something sacred in that bond, something that transcends the individual and becomes a collective force. The fire crackles softly, its warmth wrapping around you like a gentle embrace. The shared experience of this ritual binds you to those watching, to those waiting their turn, and to the generations who have stood here before, facing the same challenge. You can feel the strength of the community in every word, every gesture of support. Their cheers lift your spirits, pushing you to stay just a little longer, to endure just a bit more. You realize now that this ritual, this plunge into the icy water, is not just about surviving, it's about transformation. It's about taking on the harshness of nature, facing it with courage, and emerging on the other side with a deeper understanding of who you are, who we all are. The cold has stripped away the superficial, leaving behind only what is essential: strength, faith, unity. It has transformed you in ways you can't quite put into words, and yet you can feel the change in your heart. As the evening fades into night, you sit with the others, a sense of calm washing over you. You've shared something extraordinary with these people, something that will stay with you long after the fire has burned down and the village settles into sleep. The cold plunge was more than just a test. It was a reminder of the strength that lies within you and within all of us. A reminder that together there is nothing we cannot face. And so, as you settle into the warmth, your body and soul at peace, you know that this experience will stay with you, a quiet force that will guide you through whatever challenges lie ahead. The cold has tested you, yes, but it has also given you something much more valuable: the unshakable knowledge that, in the face of adversity, we are never truly alone. Together, we can face anything, and in that, there is strength beyond measure. As you step out of the icy water, your legs tremble from the shock, your breath quick and shallow. The cold has a lingering grip on your body, but you don't fight it. There's no need to. You've done what you came here to do. You've faced the cold, tested your limits, and now you step away from it, leaving the water behind. The villagers are waiting with warm blankets, wrapping them around you like a shield against the cold. The soft fabric hugs your shoulders, and for a moment, the weight of the cold water is replaced by the comforting warmth that envelops you. You sip the hot tea they offer, feeling the warmth seep into your body, filling you with a soothing relief. As you take a slow sip, the warmth from the drink spreads, softening the raw edges of the cold, and you feel yourself grounding back into the present. The cold may still linger in your bones, but with every passing second, the warmth around you and within you pushes it back, making it more bearable. As you sit there, wrapped in the warmth of the blankets, your legs still shaking slightly from the cold, you begin to feel the full extent of the relief. The fire crackles nearby, and you watch the flames dance, their warmth slowly seeping into your skin. The sensation of the cold, though persistent, starts to fade into the background, overtaken by the gentleness of the heat wrapping you from all sides. Each sip of tea brings more comfort. The liquid slides down your throat, warming you from the inside out, and with each swallow, you feel the tension in your muscles slowly unwinding. The weight of the ice, the sharp bite of the cold, becomes less and less of a memory, replaced by a sense of peace that flows through you, quieting your thoughts. You allow your body to settle, letting the warmth flow deeper into your core. Your breath begins to steady, the shallow gasps of your body recovering from the shock of the plunge, now replaced with a more regular rhythm. Slowly, your limbs stop trembling, your hands no longer shaking as they hold the warm cup. There's a deep satisfaction in your chest now, one that fills you with pride for having endured the challenge. As you sit among the villagers, you notice their faces, their quiet smiles of understanding. They, too, have faced the cold and come out on the other side, and in that shared experience, you feel a deeper bond than before. This ritual, this moment of testing, has drawn you closer to them, to this land, and to something greater than yourself. You may have faced the cold alone in the water, but here, gathered around the fire, you are part of something much larger. You are part of a tradition, a collective strength that has been passed down through generations. The warmth that surrounds you now is not just physical, it is a sense of belonging, a reminder that you are never truly alone in facing life's hardships. In the company of others who understand, the cold becomes less of a burden, less of a trial, and more of a shared journey. You realize that it's not just about enduring, it's about finding the strength to endure together. The village gathers together, supporting one another, as each person steps forward to face the water's icy embrace. There is a palpable sense of unity in the air. The villagers cheer for one another, offering words of encouragement as each person takes their turn. This isn't just about individual strength, it's about shared strength, about the community coming together to support one another in the face of a common challenge. It's the warmth of your own resilience, the warmth of the community, and the knowledge that you have emerged from the cold stronger than you were before. The cold plunge was never just about the cold. It was about what you gained from enduring it and what you shared in the process. As you sit there, slowly thawing from the harshness of the cold, you realize that this moment, this simple yet profound ritual, has left you with more than just physical warmth. It has left you with a renewed sense of peace, a renewed connection to the land, and a deeper understanding of what it means to be part of something greater than yourself. As you settle into the warmth of the blankets, you begin to feel the heat slowly returning to your body. The cold, once sharp and overwhelming, becomes more distant as the warmth seeps into your skin. You feel a tingling sensation as your blood begins to flow more freely, warming your limbs. Slowly, but surely, your body starts to recover, the sharp sting of the cold giving way to a softer, more manageable chill. Each breath you take brings more relief, your chest expanding with the warmth that surrounds you. The tingling in your skin intensifies as your body adjusts, and gradually, the tremors in your hands begin to subside. You are reminded of the power of warmth, how it can heal, soothe, and restore after something as intense as the plunge you just experienced. For a moment, you close your eyes, allowing yourself to fully absorb the comfort of the heat. You're still aware of the cold, but it's no longer overwhelming. It's a fading memory, something you've endured and overcome. Now it's just the lingering sensation, a soft reminder of the challenge you faced. But it's becoming more manageable, less immediate. Your body is returning to a state of balance, and with that return comes a sense of calm. As the warmth continues to spread through your body, you feel your muscles begin to loosen, the tension melting away with every passing second. The sharpness of the cold that once gripped you so fiercely has softened, replaced by a comforting heat that settles into your bones. The chill that clung to your skin fades, leaving behind a new sense of vitality. You're no longer caught in the harsh grip of the cold. Instead, you are enveloped in something gentler, something that feels restorative, as though you are being returned to yourself. Your breath comes slower now, deeper, and more rhythmic as you relax further into the blankets. Each inhale fills you with warmth. Each exhale releases any remaining remnants of the cold that lingered in your body. There's a quiet peace in the air, a softness that wasn't there before. The fire crackles nearby, its light flickering in the quiet room, and its warmth seems to amplify the sense of comfort that is now fully wrapping you. In this moment, you allow your mind to settle as well. The buzzing thoughts that accompanied the cold and the plunge slowly drift away. You are no longer preoccupied with the shock of the water or the discomfort you faced in the river. All that remains is the calm, the quietude that comes after a trial well faced. You feel connected to the earth beneath you, grounded by the warmth of the fire, the blankets, and the shared presence of those around you. As your body adjusts, you begin to reflect, and in that quiet reflection, you realize something deeper. The cold was not only a test of your body, but of your spirit, your resilience. And now, in the aftermath, the warmth is more than just physical recovery. It is a symbol of the strength you found within yourself, a reminder that no challenge, no matter how difficult, is insurmountable. The cold has passed, yes, but the clarity it brought lingers, a reminder that you can withstand what you once thought was impossible. You open your eyes again, gazing at the faces of the other villagers around you. They, too, have emerged from the cold, their faces warm with the glow of the fire, their bodies wrapped in the same blankets that surround you. You smile softly, feeling the bond between you, knowing that this experience has united you in a way words never could. You've all faced the same challenge, and together you have endured. And as you sit there, surrounded by warmth, a feeling of gratitude fills you. Gratitude for the warmth that now fills you, for the strength you discovered in the cold, and for the sense of unity that this ritual has fostered. The cold may have tested you, but it has also transformed you, and in this transformation, you find peace. The heat, the rest, the recovery, it all comes together to remind you that with every challenge you face, you will always find a way to come through it, stronger, more resilient, and more connected than before. The sounds of the village blend into a soft hum, a backdrop to the peaceful stillness that now fills the air. The harshness of the water has been left behind, replaced by a quiet satisfaction, a contentment that fills you from the inside out. The cold, once a force that seemed impossible to endure, is now a memory, a reminder of what you have overcome, a mark of your resilience, and a symbol of your strength. The initial shock of the cold has passed, and now there's space for reflection, for clarity. You sit back, eyes closed, and think about the plunge, the cold, the fear, the challenge. You think about what this ritual means, not just physically, but spiritually. You came here to cleanse, to renew, and in these moments of stillness, you begin to understand the deeper significance of what you've just experienced. The cold plunge wasn't just about enduring the harshness of the water. It was about facing your fears, your limitations, and your own strength. As you reflect, you realize that this experience has left you with something more than just physical recovery. It has left you with a quiet sense of peace, a feeling of renewal that goes beyond the body. The cold was a test, yes, but it was also a teacher, guiding you to find a deeper connection with yourself and with the strength you carry inside. In the stillness, As the warmth continues to spread through your body, your mind begins to wander back to the water. You can almost feel the icy grip again, the shock that coursed through your body when you first stepped in. But now, it's different. The fear, the discomfort, it seems so distant. What remains is the sense of accomplishment, the recognition that you faced something much greater than yourself and came out of it changed. You realize that this plunge was not just a physical trial. For now, though, you allow yourself to simply rest. The warmth has softened the sharp edges of the cold, and the peace within you grows. You have endured. You have emerged. And in this moment of calm, you know you are ready for whatever comes next, carrying with you the quiet strength of the cold, the warmth of the fire, and the spirit of those who stood with you. In these quiet moments of recovery, you find your thoughts slowing down. This ritual, this cold plunge, has become more than just a test of strength. It's a reflection of life itself, a reminder that there will always be moments that challenge you, that push you to the brink of what you can bear. But those moments, as difficult as they are also opportunities for growth. They are the times when you discover who you truly are, when you connect with something deeper within yourself and find strength that you didn't know existed. In these quiet moments of recovery, you realize that what you've gained from this experience goes beyond just physical endurance. You've learned the importance of perseverance, of pushing through even when every instinct tells you to turn back. But more importantly, you've learned the power of stillness, of being able to sit with yourself after facing a challenge and finding peace within that stillness. The cold has done its job as a teacher. It has shown you your own capacity for resilience. And now, in the warmth and quiet of the fire, you feel that lesson settle deep into your bones. As you continue to rest, you think about the power of ritual, of tradition, and what they represent. This cold plunge, though ancient, is still alive in you. It's a connection to something that stretches far beyond the present moment. You are part of a long line of people who have faced the same waters, felt the same cold, and emerged stronger for it. That connection, that shared experience, is something sacred. It reminds you that no matter where you go, you are never truly alone. The strength of the past is with you, living on in every challenge you face. In every moment you rise up to meet something difficult. It was a moment of reckoning. The cold tested you, yes, but it also forced you to confront the parts of yourself that you often keep hidden. The fear of the unknown, the doubt in your own abilities, the hesitation to embrace discomfort, all of these things you had to face head on. And in doing so, you learned something profound about your own resilience, about your capacity to endure, and your ability to overcome what seemed impossible. As you open your eyes, you look around at the faces of the other villagers, and you see it too in them, the shared peace, the silent pride of having faced the cold together. This ritual, this tradition, is more than just a cleansing of the body. It is a deep, transformative experience that unites you, not only with those around you, but with something greater, the enduring strength of humanity itself. And with that, you feel a deep sense of gratitude, not just for the warmth that has returned to your body, but for the strength, peace, and clarity that now reside within you. As the warmth settles into your body and your thoughts become clearer, you feel a deep sense of peace washing over you. The discomfort of the cold has faded into memory, leaving behind only the clarity of what you've just gone through. You've emerged from the plunge stronger, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually as well. The ritual of the cold plunge, though harsh, has allowed you to let go of what no longer serves you, to purify yourself in a way that goes beyond the physical. The lingering sensation of the cold, the warmth that now fills you, and the clarity you've gained all intertwine into a sense of renewal. With each breath, you feel more centered, more grounded in the realization that this experience has changed you, not just in the way your body has healed, but in the way you now see yourself. You are stronger than you thought. You are capable of far more than you knew. And this strength is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is mental. It is the quiet understanding that you can face whatever comes next with the same courage, the same peace, and the same resilience you found in the cold. You've been transformed not just by the cold, but by the act of facing it, of enduring, and of embracing the strength you never knew you had. As the fire crackles before you, the warmth of the flames and the camaraderie of those around you feel like the perfect counterpoint to the cold you've just endured. The world outside, still heavy with winter, seems far away now, replaced by this quiet, shared moment of reflection. The cold, while still present in your memory, has lost its sting. The warmth filling your body now is more than physical. It's the result of your perseverance, your courage, and the journey you've just completed. You take a deep breath, the air rich with the scent of burning wood, and for the first time since stepping into the water, you feel fully present, fully at peace. The questions, the doubts, the fears that you carried with you before are no longer weighing you down. In their place is a calm confidence, a deep knowing that you can face whatever comes next, no matter how difficult, with the same strength and resolve that you found within yourself today. The villagers around you speak softly, exchanging stories and laughter, but you remain quiet, lost in your own thoughts. You can't help but reflect on what this ritual has given you. It's more than just physical warmth. It's a clarity of mind, a spiritual rebirth. You've shed something, perhaps it was the weight of doubt, or the fear of facing the unknown, but whatever it was, it's gone now. What remains is a stronger version of yourself. Someone who knows that no matter the challenges ahead, you have the ability to endure, to overcome, and to grow. The village gathered around the fire feels like a family, each person carrying the same quiet pride. You've all faced the cold together, and in doing so, you've forged a bond that will last far beyond the ritual itself. The shared experience of endurance and transformation has united you in a way that's hard to describe but impossible to ignore. The cold plunge wasn't just an individual test, it was a reminder of the power of community, of coming together to face the challenges of life and emerging stronger for it. As you sit there, feeling the warmth seep deeper into your bones, you understand that this ritual will stay with you long after the fire dies down. The strength, the peace, the clarity you've gained, it's something you'll carry with you, something that will shape the way you face life. Each year, when the cold returns, you will remember this moment. You realize that in facing the cold, you have faced something within yourself, the parts of you that were unsure, that doubted, that feared, and in doing so, you've emerged with a renewed sense of strength and peace. As you sit there, surrounded by the warmth of the fire and the quiet camaraderie of the villagers, you know that this moment will stay with you. The cold may return each year, but so too will the warmth, the clarity, and the deep sense of peace that follows the plunge. And in this transformation, you find something greater than survival. You find the peace of knowing you are stronger than you ever imagined. For many, the cold plunge is more than just a ritual. It is a profound expression of faith. It is a way to connect with something much greater than oneself, to tap into the deep well of Russian tradition and spirituality. When you step into the icy water, it's not just about enduring the harshness of the cold. It's about aligning with the ancient practices of your ancestors, carrying forward a tradition that has existed for centuries. The cold plunge is a sacred act for many, one rooted in the Christian faith. It honors the baptism of Christ, an event of immense spiritual significance, but it also connects the people to the land itself, to the rhythms of nature, the changing seasons, and the strength needed to survive in such a harsh environment. As you immerse yourself in the water, you are reminded of the deep spiritual connection that has been passed down through generations, a connection to the earth, to the water, and to the divine. The cold plunge, for many, is not merely about survival. It is a celebration of faith, a renewal of the spirit that transcends the physical. As you stand on the riverbank, ready to step into the freezing waters, you can feel the weight of centuries upon your shoulders. This ritual is not just a personal challenge. It is an act of honoring the past, of connecting to the land and the faith that has been passed down through generations. The cold may sting your skin, but it cannot touch the deeper part of you, the part that understands the significance of this moment. With each step you take toward the water, you feel the presence of those who have gone before you, their strength and faith still lingering in the very air around you. The cold plunge is a moment of transformation, a way to renew not only your body but also your soul. As you dip into the icy water, you are reminded of the baptism of Christ, a cleansing act that goes beyond the physical. The cold is not just a test of endurance. It is a means of purification, of washing away the weight of the past and emerging anew. It is a spiritual cleansing that transcends the physical sensation of the water's bite. In the stillness beneath the surface, you feel a deep sense of connection to something greater than yourself, something timeless. With each submersion, you are reminded of the earth beneath you, the water surrounding you, and the divine forces that have guided humanity throughout history. The cold, harsh as it may be, serves as a vessel for this deeper experience. It is a reminder that to endure, to truly live, you must embrace the challenges of the world just as your ancestors did. The land, the seasons, the cycles of life, everything is intertwined. And in this ritual, you are reminded that you are a part of that cycle, a part of something much greater than yourself. As you rise from the water, your body trembling from the cold, but your spirit calm and centered, you realize that this plunge is not just a physical act of survival, it is a profound celebration of life and faith. You have connected with the essence of your heritage, with the land and the elements, and with the spiritual force that has carried you and countless others through the harshest winters. This moment, though fleeting, carries with it a sense of renewal, a sense of peace that goes far beyond the body's recovery from the cold. The cold plunge, for many, is a sacred ritual, one that transcends time and space and connects you to the enduring spirit of the Russian people. You will remember that no matter how harsh the world may seem, no matter how cold the water, You have within you the power to face it with courage, to rise above it with strength, and to emerge with a renewed sense of peace. And as the night deepens and the village slowly falls into quiet, you close your eyes, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the journey you've just completed. You've been tested, yes, but more than that, you've been transformed. It marks a significant moment in their lives, one that proves not just their physical strength, but their dedication to the beliefs and values of their culture. As young people step into the freezing waters for the first time, they are not only facing the cold, they are stepping into adulthood, embracing the responsibilities that come with it. The cold plunge is a challenge that tests the strength of the body, the mind, and the spirit. For those who take part in this ritual, it is an initiation into something larger than themselves. It is a way to demonstrate resilience, to show that they are ready to face life's difficulties with courage and determination. It becomes a moment of transformation, a milestone that signals their readiness to embrace the traditions and wisdom of their ancestors. The cold plunge, in this sense, is not only about surviving the cold, but about marking the beginning of a new chapter, one where they prove their inner strength and commitment to their faith and heritage. As the young participants approach the freezing water for the first time, there's a palpable sense of anticipation, even nervousness in the air. The river stretches out before them, its icy surface reflecting the pale winter sunlight. It's not just the cold that they must face, it's the weight of the moment, the pressure of stepping into something larger than themselves, something that carries centuries of tradition. As they take that first step into the water, their bodies tremble not only from the shock of the cold, but from the significance of the act. This is more than just a physical challenge, it's a spiritual and cultural rite, a moment that marks their transition from youth to adulthood. With each step deeper into the water, they are not only proving their physical endurance, but they are also embracing the responsibility that comes with their place in the world. The cold, harsh as it may seem, is a gateway to a new understanding of self. It strips away any pretenses, any childish hesitation, and forces them to confront their own strength, their own fears, and their own resilience. They are no longer children being protected from life's challenges. They are stepping into adulthood, ready to face the struggles and the responsibilities that come with it. As they submerge themselves in the freezing water, their minds and bodies are pushed to their limits. The cold is sharp, almost unbearable, but with each passing second, they learn more about their own resilience. The water may sting, but it also teaches them something invaluable. Their own strength is not defined by how much they avoid difficulty, but by how much they are willing to face it head-on. This moment is not just about surviving the cold, it's about transforming into something more. It's about proving to themselves and to their community that they are ready to carry forward the values, traditions, and wisdom of their ancestors. When they emerge from the water, their bodies may be trembling from the cold, but there is a new light in their eyes, a quiet pride in their posture. They have faced the challenge. They have confronted their fears and tested their limits. And in doing so, they have crossed a threshold. This cold plunge, this rite of passage, is not just about enduring a moment of discomfort, it's about proving to themselves that they are ready for the next chapter of their lives. It's not just the cold that they must face, it's the weight of the moment, the pressure of stepping into something larger than themselves, something that carries centuries of tradition. As they take that first step into the water, Their bodies tremble not only from the shock of the cold, but from the significance of the act. This is more than just a physical challenge, it's a spiritual and cultural rite, a moment that marks their transition from youth to adulthood. In this shared experience, they find solidarity, knowing that they are now part of something greater, a tradition that has connected generations, a legacy that will continue to guide them as they step into the future. The cold plunge marks the beginning of a new chapter, one where they can look forward to the challenges ahead with courage, strength, and a deeper understanding of who they are and what they carry within them. Though the cold plunge has been practiced for centuries, it remains just as relevant today as it was in ancient times. In modern Russia, the ritual continues to be a powerful way for people to reconnect with their roots, with the history and resilience of the Russian spirit. While the world around them has changed, the cold plunge remains a reminder of the enduring strength and faith that have defined the Russian people for generations. In today's world, where comfort and convenience often replace hardship and resilience, the cold plunge stands as a living testament to the values of perseverance, faith, and community. It is not just about facing the cold, it is about remembering the trials of the past, about understanding the importance of survival and unity in the face of adversity. For many, the cold plunge is a way to reconnect with the land and the traditions that have sustained them through centuries of struggle. It is a ritual that transcends time, reminding people of the strength that lies within them and the power of tradition to keep them grounded. In modern Russia, where the rush of daily life often leads to moments of disconnect from the past, the cold plunge serves as a grounding force. It is a reminder of the harsh winters and the resilient spirit that has allowed generations of Russians to not only survive but thrive in one of the most challenging climates in the world. The ritual transcends the physical act of stepping into freezing waters. It is a way to touch something eternal, to step back into a world where perseverance was not just valued, but necessary. Today, in a world that prizes convenience and comfort, the cold plunge stands as an anchor to a time when strength of character was forged in the harshness of nature. The world may be warmer, more interconnected, but the cold plunge calls people back to a place of simplicity and strength, where survival was often a matter of will and community. It encourages individuals to step outside of their comfort zones, to challenge themselves physically and mentally, and to remember that resilience is something that is cultivated, not just born. The ritual is not just about enduring the cold, it is about remembering the trials of the past, understanding the sacrifices made, and feeling connected to those who faced the same struggles before you. It is a profound act of solidarity as people come together to face the same challenge. Though the world may have changed, the cold plunge is a link to the past, to the strength of the Russian people, and to the spirit of survival that has carried them through centuries of hardship. The world may be warmer, more interconnected, but the cold plunge calls people back to a place of simplicity and strength, where survival was often a matter of will and community. It encourages individuals to step outside of their comfort zones, to challenge themselves physically and mentally, and to remember that resilience is something that is cultivated, not just born. For many, the cold plunge is also a moment of introspection, a chance to reconnect not only with their ancestors but with themselves. The cold waters strip away the distractions of modern life, allowing for a rare moment of clarity. In the freezing water, everything else fades into the background: the noise, the rush, the demands of daily existence. In that moment, all that matters is the strength within you, the courage to face the cold, and the ability to rise above it. In a rapidly changing world, where the pace of life often feels disconnected from the rhythms of nature, the cold plunge offers a rare and powerful reminder of the strength that lies within each person and the enduring power of tradition to keep people grounded. It is not just a ritual, it is a connection to the past, to the resilience that has shaped the Russian spirit, and to the knowledge that no matter the challenges you face, you are never alone in your struggle. The cold plunge, deeply embedded in Russian culture, is not just a physical challenge, it is a symbol of the Russian spirit itself. It represents resilience in the face of hardship, an unyielding connection to the land, and a deep commitment to faith and tradition. For those who take part in this ritual, it is a reminder that, no matter how harsh the world may seem, they have the strength to endure, to survive, and to thrive. Through the cold plunge, people tap into a well of strength that is both personal and collective. It is an act of spiritual renewal, a way to honor the past while remaining steadfast in the present. Each plunge into the icy waters is a reaffirmation of the enduring power of the Russian spirit, one that has survived through countless winters, wars, and challenges, and continues to thrive today. The cold plunge is a powerful symbol, a reminder that the strength of the Russian people lies not just in their ability to endure the cold, but in their ability to rise above it together. As the tradition of the cold plunge endures across generations, it is not merely an isolated act of individual strength, but a communal expression of the deep, unbreakable connection between the Russian people and their history. This tradition has weathered the storm of time, surviving through wars, revolutions, and the ever-changing tides of history. But it remains unchanged in its essence, a profound symbol of resilience, spiritual renewal, and the unwavering Russian spirit. The cold plunge is more than just a ritual performed once a year. It is a living tradition that connects the Russian people to the land they call home. Russia is a vast country with a climate that can be incredibly harsh, bitterly cold winters, long stretches of snow-covered land, and sub-zero temperatures that can feel like a force of nature itself. These elements have shaped the lives of those who live on this land, not just in terms of survival, but in terms of how they relate to the world around them. For centuries, the Russian people have faced harsh winters, and with each passing year, they have adapted, building a resilience that becomes almost second nature. The cold plunge is symbolic of this resilience. It is a way for the people to demonstrate their strength not only to themselves, but to the land they inhabit. When they step into the freezing waters, they are acknowledging their connection to the land, to the elements, and to the ancestors who lived through the same harsh conditions. In this moment of vulnerability, when the cold grips their body, they find an unspoken bond with the generations that have come before them, who also stepped into the cold waters, knowing that survival wasn't just about physical strength, it was about spiritual fortitude. The Russian spirit, forged by the trials of the land, is unyielding. Despite centuries of challenges from the Mongol invasions to the brutality of the Russian winter, from wars to political strife, the people of Russia have not just survived, but thrived. The cold plunge encapsulates this. It is an affirmation of the spirit that has carried the people through hardships, proving that they will not be defeated by nature, by time, or by the weight of history. Each step into the freezing water is a statement of defiance against the forces that seek to break them. It is a way of saying, we are still here, we endure. The cold plunge serves as a rite of passage for many, marking the transition from one stage of life to another, a powerful way to embrace both the past and the future. For young people, stepping into the icy waters for the first time is not just about testing their physical strength, it is about affirming their place in a long, proud tradition. It is a moment when they prove their resilience, their ability to face fear and discomfort head on. This act of courage becomes a profound symbol of their readiness to take on the responsibilities of adulthood. They are not just embracing the tradition for the sake of ritual, they are embracing the values it represents: strength, resilience, faith, and unity. It's a way of joining the broader narrative of the Russian people, stepping into the shoes of their ancestors, and becoming part of something much larger than themselves. But while the cold plunge may be an individual act, it is never performed in isolation. The strength of the individual is inseparable from the strength of the community. The shared experience of facing the cold, of enduring the challenge together, is what makes this ritual so powerful. As participants emerge from the water, the warmth of the community, the cheers, and the smiles from fellow villagers surround them, reminding them that they are not alone in their struggle. The ritual becomes a collective reaffirmation of the strength of the people, a reminder that, no matter what the future holds, they can face it together. In a world that is often characterized by individualism, the cold plunge stands as a living testament to the power of community. It is an act that requires personal strength, but is made more powerful by the shared experience of those who partake in it. The villagers' support of one another, their encouragement, and their collective presence form the bedrock upon which this ritual is built. In many ways, the cold plunge is a metaphor for the Russian people's approach to life. They may endure individually, but they thrive together. It is not just about one person's strength, but the strength that emerges when people come together to face life's challenges as one. Beyond its physical and communal significance, the cold plunge holds deep spiritual meaning. For many, it is a moment of spiritual renewal, a chance to reconnect with their faith and with their ancestors. The cold waters serve as a powerful metaphor for purification, a way of cleansing oneself not just physically, but spiritually. This ritual has its roots in Christian tradition, honoring the baptism of Christ. The plunge into cold water symbolizes not just the washing away of sins, but a deeper act of spiritual renewal. The shock of the cold, though harsh on the body, is a symbolic reminder of the cleansing power of faith. It represents a fresh start, a new beginning, where one leaves behind the burdens of the past and steps into a new phase of life, renewed and revitalized. The cold plunge becomes an act of deep personal reflection, a way for individuals to re-examine their lives, their values, and their commitments. It is a moment of clarity, when the discomfort of the cold forces you to focus inward, to strip away distractions, and to connect with the deepest parts of yourself. The ritual provides a space for introspection, a chance to reflect on the past, to purge negative energies, and to embrace a renewed sense of purpose. As the cold waters wash over you, there is a feeling of spiritual cleansing. The cold is not just endured, it is embraced as a necessary step in the process of renewal. It reminds you that, like the harsh winters of Russia, Life is full of challenges, but it is in overcoming them, in rising above them, that true growth occurs. The cold plunge, in this way, becomes an opportunity to strengthen your spirit, to reaffirm your faith, and to connect with the essence of who you are. Though the world around Russia has changed in countless ways, the cold plunge remains a powerful, living tradition. The cities may have grown, technology may have advanced, and the pace of life may have quickened, but the cold plunge stands as a reminder of the past, of the struggles, the strength, and the spirit of those who came before. It is a thread that connects the Russian people to their history, to their ancestors, and to the values that have shaped their culture for centuries. As you step out of the water, your body still shivering, but your spirit alight with a quiet strength, you understand that this ritual is more than just an act of endurance. It is a connection to the very soul of Russia, a way of honoring the past while remaining rooted in the present. The cold plunge is a living tradition, one that continues to shape and define the Russian people, helping them remember who they are, where they came from, and what they are capable of. The strength to endure hardship, the faith to overcome challenges, and the unity to face adversity together are values that transcend time. The cold plunge, as much a part of the Russian spirit as the land itself, serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem, the strength to face it has always been there, passed down through generations, enduring the harshest winters and the fiercest storms. It is a symbol of the enduring power of the Russian people, a legacy that continues to thrive in the hearts and spirits of those who step into the cold waters, year after year. In this sacred ritual, you find more than just survival. You find strength, you find faith, you find connection, and most importantly, you find yourself stronger, more resilient, and more deeply connected to the land, the past, and the community around you. The cold plunge may be harsh, but its rewards are immeasurable. The cold water may look serene, but it is a force to be reckoned with. Before stepping into the icy embrace, it's crucial to ensure that both body and mind are prepared. The cold plunge is a physical challenge, yes, but it also demands mental preparation. Participants are reminded that this is not a casual act. It requires conscious thought, awareness of their limits, and readiness to face something that can be overwhelming for even the strongest of bodies. Those who participate in the cold plunge typically take extra care to ensure they are in good health, as the shock of the cold can cause a sudden strain on the body, especially the cardiovascular system. Medical checks may be advised, and participants are encouraged to monitor their own physical condition carefully. Mental preparation is equally important, as the cold will test not just the body's endurance but also the mind's resolve. As the time for the plunge draws nearer, you can feel the quiet anticipation build. The cold may be harsh, but knowing that you have properly prepared, that you've taken every precaution, brings a sense of readiness. There's a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are ready to face this challenge, not blindly, but with mindfulness and care. As you stand at the water's edge, the icy river before you, you can feel the weight of the moment settling in. The cold water shimmers, seeming to invite you in, but it also warns you with its stark, silent presence. There is a rush of anticipation in your chest, but also a quiet clarity. You know that this plunge is not just a matter of strength or endurance. It is an act of mindfulness, of understanding your limits and respecting the forces at play. You have prepared, mentally and physically, and now you must trust in that preparation. The strength to endure hardship, the faith to overcome challenges, and the unity to face adversity together are values that transcend time. The cold plunge, as much a part of the Russian spirit as the land itself, serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem, the strength to face it has always been there, passed down through generations, enduring the harshest winters and the fiercest storms. You are part of something larger than just yourself. This ritual has been practiced for generations, and now you are walking the same path as countless others who faced the same challenge. The thought of the cold, its bite, the shock it will bring when you enter, still lingers in your mind. But there is something about the preparation, something about this quiet moment of anticipation that helps you release the fear. The cold may seem relentless, but with each passing second, you feel a sense of control. You have taken the necessary steps, checked your health, ensured your body is ready, and mentally steeled yourself for what is about to come. The ritual is deeply personal, yes, but you are not doing it in isolation. The collective energy of those around you, the support and encouragement of the community, adds to your confidence. The sharp chill of the air against your skin doesn't overwhelm you. It is just a signal, a reminder of what you are about to do. Each step is slow, deliberate, as if the water itself is acknowledging your presence. The cold may sting at first, but you know that with each passing second, you will find your rhythm. The body adjusts if you allow it. The mind must stay strong. The sound of your breath becomes steady, and as you draw nearer to the water, you feel a final rush of determination. You've prepared. You've done everything you could, and now it's time to step into the ice. There's a sense of surrender as you approach the water, not out of fear, but out of trust in your own body, in the tradition, and in the knowledge that you are ready. And when you finally lower yourself into the cold, it's not as harsh as you imagined. The shock is real, yes, but there is no panic. Your body, though trembling, knows exactly what to do. The mental preparation you've done carries you through. You find yourself breathing deeply, the initial sharpness of the cold fading as you center yourself in the moment. This is the culmination of all the steps you've taken physically and mentally. The cold is no longer an enemy to fear, but a force to embrace with strength and resolve. The preparation was the key, the bridge between uncertainty and confidence. And now, as you stand fully immersed in the water, you understand that the real challenge wasn't the cold itself, it was the preparation, the willingness to face it with a mind at peace. And in that peace, you find your true strength. Though the plunge is a deeply personal experience, it is also an act shared by the entire community. The safety of all participants is taken very seriously, and ensuring that everyone is able to participate in the ritual without harm is a key component of the cold plunge. Volunteers, medical staff, and trained individuals are present, offering their support and assistance to those who need it. Their role is critical. They are there not only to oversee the safety of the plunge, but also to help people maintain their well-being before, during, and after the ritual. The cold is a formidable challenge, but knowing that you are surrounded by a supportive community makes it less daunting. The village has gathered together, not just to watch, but to ensure that everyone's safety is paramount. As you enter the cold water, you know that there are eyes on you, ready to lend a hand if needed. The presence of volunteers and medics brings a sense of reassurance that, no matter the difficulty of the experience, you will be well cared for. The communal aspect of the cold plunge reminds everyone that this is not just about enduring alone, it is about supporting one another, watching out for each other, and ensuring that the ritual can be enjoyed by all in a safe environment. As you step deeper into the freezing water, you feel the weight of the challenge, but it's tempered by the knowledge that you are not alone in this experience. The villagers surrounding you are not mere bystanders. They are your support system, your safety net. Every participant, no matter how seasoned, is watched over by someone in the community. There's a sense of camaraderie in the air, a shared understanding that the ritual is not just an individual test, but a collective experience. The act of plunging into the cold waters may be personal, but the safety, the reassurance, and the encouragement are shared. The presence of the volunteers, the medics, and the trained individuals adds another layer of security to the experience. Their calm demeanor, their constant vigilance, provides a comforting sense of control in a moment that could easily overwhelm. They are always there, quietly ensuring that no one overexerts themselves or pushes beyond their limits. If anyone struggles, if the cold becomes too much, they are ready to intervene, to offer support, and to help guide participants through the challenge. In a community like this, the cold plunge becomes an act of shared responsibility. It's not just about your own safety, it's about the safety of everyone who steps into the water. There is a bond that forms in these moments, an understanding that everyone has a role in ensuring the ritual is done safely, with respect for the challenge it presents. Volunteers and medics are not just there to administer care, they are part of the collective spirit, the unspoken commitment to each other's well-being. As you immerse yourself in the cold, you can sense the presence of others watching, encouraging, ready to assist if needed. Even if the plunge feels overwhelmingly harsh, you know that there's an entire community rooting for you, making sure that no one faces the cold alone. Whether it's a gentle word of encouragement or a reassuring glance, the sense of solidarity strengthens your resolve. The cold may grip your body, but the warmth of the community surrounds you, holding you up, lifting you in a way that the water cannot diminish. When you finally step out of the water, the relief is immediate. The volunteers are there, ready to wrap you in blankets, offer you a seat by the fire, and ensure that you're recovering properly. Their role doesn't end when you leave the water, it continues as you transition back into warmth, as they help guide you through the recovery process. The communal aspect of the cold plunge doesn't end once the ritual is over. The shared experience continues long after the water's sting has faded, as the community gathers together, supporting each other's recovery, sharing stories, and reflecting on the strength each person showed in enduring the challenge. In these moments, you realize that the cold plunge is much more than just a test of endurance. It is a communal act, where the individual strength is supported by the strength of the community. Everyone's presence, from the volunteers to the participants, reinforces the idea that no one faces challenges alone. Whether it's enduring the cold or navigating the trials of life, the collective spirit makes the journey easier, safer, and ultimately more meaningful. The cold plunge is as much about the bonds formed in the shared experience as it is about the personal transformation that takes place in the water. Emerging from the freezing water, your body is still in shock, the cold having gripped you completely. Now, the focus shifts from endurance to recovery. Quick access to warmth is essential. As soon as you leave the water, you are immediately enveloped in blankets, the warmth seeping into your chilled skin. The transition from the harsh cold to the comforting heat is stark, but it's necessary for your body to adjust. Your muscles, stiff from the cold, slowly begin to relax as the warmth restores circulation and the immediate discomfort starts to fade. In the early moments after the plunge, you are encouraged to drink warm tea, which helps your body gradually return to its normal state. The warmth of the tea isn't just for your body, it's soothing for your mind as well, offering a moment of calm after the intensity of the cold. You can feel the heat creeping back into your hands and feet, and slowly, the tremors that once seized your body begin to subside. Rest is also vital. Participants are encouraged to sit quietly, allowing their bodies to recover fully before they engage in any activity. It is a time for stillness, a time for your body to return to balance and to process what you've just gone through. As you sit wrapped in blankets, sipping the warm tea, the world around you feels distant, almost dreamlike. The fire crackles nearby, casting a soft glow that dances across the faces of others who have also emerged from the water, their own bodies slowly warming. The cold, once so harsh and unforgiving, begins to feel like a fading memory, a brief test of endurance now replaced with a deep sense of gratitude for the comfort of the warmth surrounding you. With every sip of the tea, you feel your body coming back to life, the warmth flowing through your limbs, coaxing your muscles to loosen and relax. The initial shock of the cold is replaced by a peaceful calm, the discomfort giving way to the soothing sensation of recovery. Your breath becomes steadier, less shallow, and you realize how deeply the cold had affected you, even in ways you hadn't fully understood. The warmth now enveloping you feels not only physical, but a comfort to your spirit as well. You are no longer in the fight against the elements, you are in a moment of restoration, and the process feels almost meditative. In the quiet of the recovery period, you reflect on the plunge. The cold water is no longer an enemy, but a teacher, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of your body and mind. The cold tested your limits, but now, as your body recovers, you feel the peace that follows perseverance. The discomfort of the cold was fleeting, but the lessons it imparted, the strength, the resilience, the quiet determination remain with you. You begin to understand that the process of recovery isn't just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, and mental as well. In moments of stillness, you are able to fully appreciate the depth of what you've just experienced. Around you, others are taking their time to rest, their faces calm, their eyes reflecting the quiet pride of having faced the challenge. The village, gathered together, becomes a place of collective healing. The shared experience of enduring the cold brings a sense of unity. And as you all sit together in the warmth, you realize that the ritual, in its entirety, is not just about the individual. It's about the collective strength and support of the community. Each person's recovery is a shared experience, a reminder that no one faces these trials alone. Slowly, as your body returns to its normal state, you begin to feel more connected to the people around you. The cold has stripped away the superficial, leaving behind a stronger, more connected version of yourself. You've faced the harshness of the world, and now you are able to sit with others who have done the same. There's a quiet power in that shared silence, a peaceful camaraderie that doesn't need words to be understood. It's as though the ritual has bound you all together, not just by the cold plunge itself, but by the recovery, by the warmth, by the collective healing. As you sit in the warmth, resting and reflecting, you realize that this moment, this quiet stillness, may be just as important as the plunge itself. It is the space for your body and mind to absorb the experience, to process the challenge, and to emerge from it, not just physically stronger, but spiritually renewed. The cold has tested you, but the warmth has restored you. The ritual has given you more than a moment of endurance. It has gifted you with clarity, peace, and the deep understanding that, like the cold and the warmth, life is a balance of challenges and recovery. Both are necessary for growth. And as you sit there, surrounded by warmth and the quiet voices of those who have shared this journey with you, you know that this moment, this time of stillness, will stay with you long after the ritual ends. The cold is a formidable challenge, but knowing that you are surrounded by a supportive community makes it less daunting. The village has gathered together not just to watch, but to ensure that everyone's safety is paramount. As you enter the cold water, you know that there are eyes on you, ready to lend a hand if needed. The presence of volunteers and medics brings a sense of reassurance that, no matter the difficulty of the experience, you will be well cared for. There's a quiet, reflective period after the plunge, when you are left to sit with yourself and think about what you've gained. The sensation of the cold lingers in your body, yes, but it's not the same sharp pain it once was. It's more like a memory, a reminder of the test you faced. The warmth that fills you now goes beyond just the physical. It extends to your thoughts, your heart, and your spirit. The cold is a formidable challenge, but knowing that you are surrounded by a supportive community makes it less daunting. The village has gathered together not just to watch, but to ensure that everyone's safety is paramount. As you enter the cold water, you know that there are eyes on you, ready to lend a hand if needed. The presence of volunteers and medics brings a sense of reassurance that, no matter the difficulty of the experience, you will be well cared for. The ritual is intense, but it is also deeply restorative. And the aftermath is a time to reflect on both the challenge and the growth that came from it. In this time of quiet reflection, you begin to understand the deeper significance of the plunge. It wasn't just about confronting the physical cold. It was about confronting the discomfort within yourself, the fear, and the uncertainty that often accompanies any great challenge. The cold water, in its unforgiving embrace, was a catalyst for change, a way to strip away distractions and connect to the rawness of your being. And now, as you sit in the warmth, you realize that the cold, though harsh, has offered you something precious, a deeper understanding of your strength and resilience. The lingering sensation of the cold serves as a reminder that transformation doesn't come without discomfort. The pain you felt in the water has softened, but it hasn't disappeared entirely. It has become a part of you, a marker of the challenge you faced and overcame. It reminds you that growth often requires stepping into the unknown, into something that initially seems unbearable. But once you face it, once you endure it, you realize that it is through those moments that you uncover the strength you never knew you had. As your body settles into the warmth, you find yourself contemplating the ritual from a new perspective. The cold plunge is not just a test of endurance, it is a spiritual practice, a way to purify not only the body but the mind and soul as well. It offers a rare opportunity for introspection, for letting go of what no longer serves you and embracing what you can become. The warmth that fills your body now isn't just physical, it reaches deeper, touching your heart and spirit. You feel a sense of peace that comes from within, as though the cold has helped you shed layers of doubt, fear, and hesitation, leaving only clarity and calm. The community around you is also in this space of quiet recovery. But even in the silence, you feel the bond you share with them. The cold plunge, while intensely personal, is also something that unites you with others who have faced the same challenge. As the effects of the plunge continue to sink in, you feel a quiet sense of gratitude for the experience. It has given you more than just a test of endurance. It has given you a deeper connection to yourself, your faith, and your community. You've emerged from the water not just with physical warmth, but with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity. The pain you felt in the water has softened, but it hasn't disappeared entirely. It has become a part of you, a marker of the challenge you faced and overcame. It reminds you that growth often requires stepping into the unknown, into something that initially seems unbearable. But once you face it, once you endure it, you realize that it is through those moments that you uncover the strength you never knew you had. The cold has taught you that, in facing discomfort and challenge, there is room for growth, for spiritual renewal, and for greater understanding of who you are and what you can endure. In the days to come, as you reflect on the ritual and its profound impact, you carry with you the lessons learned. You've gained a deeper appreciation for the strength within you, the power of community, and the importance of preparation and care in facing life's challenges. The shared experience of endurance and growth creates a deep sense of connection, one that is rooted in mutual understanding. It's in this community that you find further strength, knowing that you have all walked through this together, supporting each other along the way. The ritual has not just restored you physically, but it has strengthened the ties between you and those around you, reinforcing the idea that, while each journey is personal, no one must face their struggles alone. It is an opportunity to embrace the cold, to test your limits, and in doing so, to find renewal. The cold that once seemed so unforgiving becomes, over time, a teacher showing you not just your strength but your capacity for endurance and transformation. For generations, people have faced the bite of the ice-cold waters, not to conquer them, but to understand their place within nature's vast and unyielding embrace. Each person who steps into the freezing water does so not only as an individual, but as part of a long tradition that connects them to their ancestors, to the community, and to something larger than themselves. The plunge is a reminder that the harshest elements, though daunting, offer opportunities for growth, spiritual renewal, and deeper understanding. As you think back on the plunge, you recognize that the cold is both a challenge and a gift. It's a chance to grow, to connect, and to learn, not just about the body's endurance, but about the spirit's resilience. The cold may sting, but the warmth it leads to, both physical and spiritual, is what makes the journey worthwhile. The cold plunge, in its rawness and intensity, strips away the excess, the distractions, the superficialities, and the comforts that often cloud your mind. In that moment, when you immerse yourself in the freezing waters, there's nothing left to hold on to except your own strength and willpower. The cold demands your full attention, forcing you to be present, to be in tune with your body and your breath. It makes you confront not just the physical discomfort, but the mental resistance, the voice that tells you to pull back, to retreat, to escape. But the ritual doesn't allow for retreat. It doesn't offer an easy way out. And in that resistance, in that struggle, you find a deeper connection, not just with yourself, but with something larger. The plunge is a reminder that, even in the harshest conditions, there is an inherent beauty. The water is cold, yes, but it also holds a kind of purity. It is in the cold that you find clarity, in the discomfort that you find growth. The cold, in its unyielding nature, becomes a teacher that guides you to something deeper within. As you reflect on the experience, you realize that it wasn't just about enduring the pain of the cold. It was about the transformation that follows. The cold serves as a mirror, showing you what you're capable of when you allow yourself to fully embrace discomfort. The strength to endure, to rise above the initial shock and challenge, lies within you. It has always been there. The cold simply brings it to the surface, forces you to see it and to acknowledge it. And then, after the plunge, comes the warmth, the physical warmth that begins to seep back into your bones, the mental clarity that follows the stillness, and the spiritual peace that fills you as you sit in the company of others who have shared this same journey. The cold, harsh as it was, leads you to something far more valuable, a sense of renewal, of having crossed through something difficult and emerged stronger. The warmth, though comforting, is not just a reprieve. It is the culmination of what you have just faced, the reward for the endurance you've shown. In the quiet moments of reflection, as you rest and recover, you begin to see that the cold plunge is not just a ritual of physical endurance. It is a profound journey of self-discovery. It teaches you resilience, teaches you to trust in your own strength, and reminds you that growth often comes from the most challenging moments. It is a lesson that transcends the water and the cold. It is about how you face life's struggles and how you emerge from them, transformed, renewed, and ready for whatever lies ahead. With each passing year, as the cold returns and the tradition continues, you understand that this ritual will always hold something new for you, something that will deepen with every plunge. The cold may feel harsh at first, but the renewal it offers is worth every second. It reminds you that, like the seasons themselves, there are cycles of hardship and growth, moments of challenge and transformation, and through it all, you are never alone. You are part of a shared experience, part of a living tradition that connects you to your ancestors, to your community, and to the very essence of the land you live on. As you reflect on the experience, you realize that it wasn't just about enduring the pain of the cold. It was about the transformation that follows. The cold serves as a mirror, showing you what you're capable of when you allow yourself to fully embrace discomfort. The strength to endure, to rise above the initial shock and challenge, lies within you. It has always been there. The cold simply brings it to the surface, forces you to see it and to acknowledge it. And as you sit in the warmth of the fire, reflecting on the strength you've discovered in the cold, you realize that this is what makes the journey so meaningful. The cold plunge isn't just about enduring the harshness of the water. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and emerging stronger, more connected to yourself and the world around you. The cold and warmth, the challenge and the reward, they are two sides of the same coin, inseparable and essential to the journey. It speaks to the resilience and strength of the Russian people, to their ability to endure, to unite, and to grow stronger in the face of hardship. This ancient tradition, though born from necessity, has become a testament to the human spirit. It is a way of honoring the past while remaining deeply rooted in the present. As the warmth fills your body, you think about the legacy of those who have kept this ritual alive year after year. Their strength, their faith, and their dedication to preserving this tradition continue to inspire generations. It is a legacy of survival, unity, and spiritual renewal, passed down through the ages. And as you sit in this shared warmth, surrounded by others who have experienced the same challenge, you feel a deep sense of admiration for all who continue to embrace this tradition. It is more than just a ritual, it is a living symbol of endurance, of the power of community, and of the lasting strength of the human spirit. The fire crackles and pops, casting flickering shadows around the gathering of villagers. As you sit there, wrapped in warmth, you are enveloped in a sense of connection not just to the people around you, but to those who have come before. The cold plunge, though a personal trial, becomes something much larger in this shared moment. Their strength, their faith, and their dedication to preserving this tradition continue to inspire generations. It is a legacy of survival, unity, and spiritual renewal, passed down through the ages. And as you sit in this shared warmth, surrounded by others who have experienced the same challenge, you feel a deep sense of admiration for all who continue to embrace this tradition. The cold plunge is not simply about overcoming a physical test. It is a way to reaffirm the collective spirit that has carried people through the harshest winters, the darkest times, and the most uncertain moments in history. As you look around at the faces of those sitting near you, you feel the weight of that legacy. Each person here, regardless of age or experience, has faced the same cold, emerged from the water with the same sense of accomplishment, and shared in the same communal bond. There is something profoundly human in this connection, a shared understanding that no one faces these challenges alone. In this moment, you realize that the strength of the human spirit is not defined by solitary survival, but by the willingness to stand together, to support one another, and to embrace the trials that life presents. You think of how this tradition has endured through wars, revolutions, and countless societal changes. The cold plunge remains a testament to the resilience of the Russian people, their deep faith, and their unwavering commitment to preserving what is sacred. It is a way of holding on to the past while continuing to move forward, a reminder that no matter what changes in the world, some things like community, faith, and strength remain constant. As the warmth continues to settle into your bones, you begin to understand the depth of what this ritual represents. The cold is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It is a challenge that, when faced head-on, offers a profound sense of renewal. The ritual itself is not just about physical endurance, but about spiritual growth, about rediscovering the strength you carry within and the strength of those who walk beside you. It's about honoring the traditions that have shaped you and the generations before you, while also forging new connections and new paths forward. Sitting in the firelight, you feel the weight of the ritual's meaning. It is not a fleeting moment of endurance, but a symbol of the perseverance that lives within you, within every person here. The cold plunge is more than a tradition. It is a reminder that the challenges we face, no matter how daunting, are opportunities for growth, connection, and transformation. The warmth you feel now is more than just physical comfort. It is the knowledge that, like the cold, this moment will pass, and the strength you found in it will stay with you, continuing to guide you long after the fire burns low. And as the night deepens, with the warmth still surrounding you and the quiet hum of the community settling around the fire, you are filled with a deep sense of peace. You know that the cold plunge, though intense, has brought you closer to those around you, to the land, and to the enduring spirit of the Russian people. This tradition will carry on, not just as a memory, but as a living practice, one that will continue to inspire, unite, and remind generations to come of the power of the human spirit to endure, to transform, and to thrive. As you begin to settle into the quiet warmth of the fire, your mind starts to drift, reflecting on everything you've just experienced: the cold, the plunge, the recovery, and the reflection. It's hard to fully grasp the magnitude of what you've just gone through, but in the stillness, you start to understand it more deeply. You think about the strength it takes to face such trials, to endure the shock of the cold, and to emerge from it stronger, with a renewed sense of self. The cold plunge is not just an act of physical endurance, it is a test of the human spirit. It teaches you resilience, courage, and the power of faith. As you close your eyes and breathe deeply, the cold that once gripped you now feels distant, a memory of the challenge you overcame. The warmth that surrounds you, both physically and emotionally, becomes a comforting reminder of the strength that lies within you and within everyone who partakes in this ritual. As you sit by the fire, the warmth steadily seeping into your skin, you begin to realize that this experience, though physically exhausting, has awakened something profound inside you. The cold no longer feels like an enemy but a guide, a reminder of the resilience that resides within your body and spirit. The shock of the plunge, the initial discomfort, is now a distant memory, replaced by the clarity that comes with facing a challenge head-on. You think about the courage it took to step into that icy water, to push past the natural urge to retreat, and to remain in the moment, embracing the discomfort. The cold was never the true challenge. It was the willingness to face it, to confront your fears and doubts, and to trust in your ability to endure. The plunge was a test of strength, yes, but it was also a test of faith. Faith in yourself, in the ritual, and in the community that surrounds you. You did not face the cold alone. You faced it as part of something much larger, something that transcends the physical experience. The cold plunge teaches you that every trial, no matter how harsh, is an opportunity for transformation. You realize that the cold is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. In facing it, you discover the depths of your strength, your ability to adapt, to grow, and to rise. The ritual is a reminder that the most difficult moments in life are often the ones that shape us the most, that carve us into stronger, more resilient beings. It is an opportunity to embrace the cold, to test your limits, and in doing so, to find renewal. The cold that once seemed so unforgiving becomes, over time, a teacher showing you not just your strength but your capacity for endurance and transformation. For generations, people have faced the bite of the ice-cold waters, not to conquer them, but to understand their place within nature's vast and unyielding embrace. The fire, the warmth, the sense of recovery that now fills your body is proof that the trials we face are not just about survival, they are about thriving in the face of adversity. As your body warms and the initial tremors subside, you feel a deep sense of peace. You understand now that the cold plunge was never just about enduring the physical discomfort. It was about embracing the discomfort of life itself, the challenges, the uncertainties, and finding strength in those moments. The warmth you feel now is not just a physical sensation. It is the culmination of everything you've learned in the process. The strength to face the cold, the courage to embrace it, and the clarity that comes afterward are all part of the same journey. As you sit there in the quiet, surrounded by the comforting warmth of the fire, you realize that you are forever changed. The cold plunge has given you more than a test of endurance. It has given you a deeper connection to yourself, to your community, and to the enduring spirit of resilience that runs through you all. With that understanding, you close your eyes, letting the warmth continue to soothe you. You are at peace, knowing that the strength you have gained will stay with you long after the fire has burned down and the chill of the cold has passed. As the warmth continues to surround you, you let out a soft sigh, your mind finally quieting after the intensity of the plunge. The fire flickers softly, casting its gentle light on the peaceful faces of those around you, and you feel the connection between you all, bound by the shared experience. The cold, once so intense, has faded into a distant memory, leaving only the feeling of calm and accomplishment in its wake. You reflect on the journey you've just completed, not just the physical challenge, but the quiet strength you found within yourself. You've faced something greater than yourself, and in doing so, you've come out the other side renewed, stronger, and more deeply connected to the enduring spirit that resides in everyone who has ever embraced the cold plunge. Now, as you rest in the warmth, the world around you seems to slow, the fire's glow gently lulling you toward a peaceful, restful sleep. You feel the weight of the day lifting, your body fully relaxed, your spirit calm and at ease. The challenges you faced have been conquered, and in this moment, there's nothing left to do but rest, knowing that you've grown, you've endured, and you've transformed. So, as you close your eyes and let the warmth and peace wash over you, remember that strength lies not just in enduring, but in embracing the challenges that life presents. May your dreams be filled with peace, and may the quiet power of this journey stay with you always. Good night, and sleep well, knowing that you have faced the cold and emerged stronger.